everybody, it's Liz, your mildly successful gardener, coming back at you from Northwest Ohio. Right beside me, I just want to start off with this is my hydrangea tree that I got a year, 2 years ago from Lowe's for $25. Normally these things run like $100, and I was ecstatic when I found this thing on clearance, and it came home with me so fast. And she's doing pretty well. She's kind of blooming back out, putting some leaves off, so I'm excited to see. This will be like her second year really doing I hope she puts on a good show. I'm excited to be back out in the garden. It's a beautiful day, weirdly, for the middle of April. But this means with no forecasted super low freezes in the future that I've seen, and fingers crossed it stays that way, I can start to put stuff in the ground. And today is my first round of sweet peas. I also have some other cold hardy stuff like stock and some very sad looking snapdragons. I'll let you judge me on that later, but without delay, let's get these suckers in the ground. So it's pretty tight down here, so I'm gonna crouch. As opposed to last year when I grew my sweet peas on my cattle panel trellis, I am going to be growing them this time instead along my back fence. I want to save the cattle panel for more heavy things like pumpkins, and these didn't grow super tall last year, so I'm thinking the fence might be just the right height. Now with sweet peas, they are a heavy feeder, so I'm going to hit them with some biotone. Normally I would have gotten some compost out to put down there, but I'm so excited I'm cutting corners. Oops. It's probably almost impossible to see the sweet peas that I just put in behind me because they're only a smidgen taller than the grass. But last year I was only able to get maybe 4 or 5 sweet pea plants in, and this year I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so just a couple more than usual. I'm still figuring it out. I did idiotically put out a tester batch of like 4 or 5 in the middle of March, one of those very deceivingly nice days, and they of course all died. So this time I'm feeling more certain that these will last, and like I said, mildly successful. So I'm gonna be working in this bed to put out some of the other cold hardy flowers that I started, just because this is the only bed that's ready to go. Last year in this I had tomato and basil, and this year I'm gonna be doing stock, like 2 snapdragons, and there might be a dahlia in there. So stock turned out to me to be incredibly easy to grow. I had no idea. I had never grown it before, and this was just fascinating to me. These have been sitting out in my garage under a grow light, kind of neglected, for almost a month, so they're pretty ready to go. And the thing about this is the roots on here are incredible. So I am incredibly excited to see what these do. I know they're not a cut and come again, which is unfortunate, but still, I think I had almost 100% germination for these, which is unheard of in my greenhouse, my indoor growing room. So yeah, consider me excited. I'm gonna get these in the ground, start seeing what they do. And because I've never grown these before, I also have no idea, and I didn't double check what the spacing requirement is supposed to be for these. So we're gonna wing it. It's all good gardeners do. Now on to the embarrassing bits. I had really good luck with snapdragons last year, and I think that made me a little bit too overconfident. I was also really excited about the mix that my husband picked out and to start and grow it. And so in my big-headedness, I thought I would try taking cuttings from them and then replanting them, starting them from cuttings. Well, the cuttings all died. And the ones that I took cuttings from look like this. I'm so embarrassed to show this. To my knowledge, there is not, nope, there are no even roots there. So that was a fail. So I had some that looked like this, and then I had some that I didn't touch that looked like this. Unfortunately, the ones that I didn't touch accounts to like 4. So I have like 4 snapdragons. So I'm going to put them in this bed too, and then I think the plan is just to buy a pity pack of snapdragons to put in the landscaping and mix around and really beef up my supply, because I do want to use them in bouquets and stuff, and also I like to see them in the garden. So yeah, oops. Do you ever start plants and you're so confident that you'll remember, or you can identify them from their foliage, that you just don't carry the marker over? Well, I have this guy and he's going in. I don't know what he's gonna be. He's gonna be a surprise. I don't even know if he's good enough to make it, but he's gonna live by a snapdragon and he's gonna be happy about it. Maybe feverfew, I don't know. That was another thing that didn't do well for me, was feverfew. I could get them to germinate pretty well, but I wasn't quite on top of getting them past that, and a lot of them died off. I think it was an issue with algae growth and perhaps a humidity dome / having a fan, or knowing which combination to use would have helped me in the long run. So I lost a lot of those, I lost a lot of foxglove, and I also lost a lot of snapdragons. And I think my overall takeaway from this is that I'm not going to start seeds as early as I did this year. I'm not going to do that again. While it was so much fun to get my hands in the dirt and start, it was more stressful, and I realized I had to keep the seeds alive for longer, which just introduces a lot of opportunity for more problems. This is a foxglove that I'm putting in right now. I don't know if it'll make it. It's not looking super healthy, which is a recurring theme with a lot of my stuff that I started early. So this is gonna be like my cold experiment bed, cold hardy experiment bed. And we're just gonna see what comes out. Like this says it's foxglove, but it's in with a bunch of stock snapdragons. I don't know, we're gonna put it in the ground. We're gonna see what happens. Here is a snapdragon, I think. Like I said, overconfident this one. And this, I think, is a dahlia. What am I doing? I think for giggles, just because we're out here, I'm just gonna put this dahlia. I think I started it from a seed. We're just gonna put it out. It probably won't make it, but we're here, might as well. And these snapdragons that didn't make it, we're just gonna empty those suckers out and they can decompose in peace. We're doing carrots, radishes, Dara, or Ami. Dara is just the name of the kind that I got. Ami, false queens, false Queen Anne's lace, Queen Anne's lace, false Queen Anne's lace. I totally know what I'm talking about. So in this bed where I've got some sad looking flowers already, I'm gonna go ahead and put the false Queen Anne's lace in here. I've never grown it before, but I think it's supposed to be a version of a carrot, so it should be okay to go. It says to make 2 to 3 successive sowing, so we're gonna start now and hope that it doesn't get too crazy. So I think we just kind of do them like carrots. Okay. As you can tell, my bed is not super level. Probably should have gone through and done that before, but it's okay. We're here and we're doing the thing. Okay, so I have a marker that I'm just gonna roughly stick in. Hopefully I know future me will realize not to put anything there. And I'm gonna try a pretty long trench. I'm just gonna use my finger a couple times. Ooh, these seeds are pretty small. I'm gonna go ahead and go kind of light because there's not a whole bunch in here. Oh, hey, there's a almost whole eggshell. Okay. It's weirdly simple. I forget how easy it is when you're outside. You just put it in and forget. You don't have to like come back and water it and check and all that crazy stuff. So I'm just gonna cover her back up. Firm her down a little bit. And then I am gonna go get some straw that I had left over and put it on here. I know carrots like to remain a little bit damp. And so it's supposed to rain, so maybe I'll just put the straw down and let nature do its work. All right, this little space is gonna have to do a lot of work. I have my strawberries over here that are still kind of doing their thing. I want to eventually grow this so that the whole bed, which is admittedly not that large, is all strawberries. But in the meantime, we have this open space, and I did grow carrots here last year to really good success. I had never managed to grow carrots before, and I think it has to do with the little bit sandier nature of the soil, and so that was a great success. And so while I don't necessarily want to repeat what I had here before, I'm going to do it anyway because none of my other beds are ready. So this year we are doing, I have my Danvers left over from last year, but I also bought, here it is, Bolero, which is an F1. And because I'm out here, I'm also going to do my Daikon radishes. So I'm gonna have to probably do like 1 row of each, which is not as much as I want, but you can do succession plantings. And then once I have my other beds ready to go, I'll for sure be putting in more. And maybe I can make them kind of close. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna start with my radishes on the edge, and I'm just gonna make myself a little bit of a lined up follow here. I need another stick. It would probably work better if I had like a, you know, a little garden shovel, but who's prepared? Not this girl. Ugh. I've never done radishes before, so I don't even know what the seeds look like. Oh, those aren't too bad. Better than carrots, at least. Look at the little seeds. They're so much bigger than I thought they were gonna be, though. Just pop them in there. So much easier to control where these seeds go because I can actually see them when I drop them. Revolutionary. Okay, I stopped right there. And we'll see, these might need thinned later on. I think it says somewhere on the package about thinning. Like I said, we learn as we go. Cool. Next up, we're gonna do our Danvers. Another high-tech row coming your way. These say to put them in at a 1/4 to 1/2 inch spacing. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. The beautiful thing about carrots is that you get a bajillion seeds with each packet. And these are last year's seeds, so I'm gonna go like maybe a little bit heavier. And you can always, in fact, they recommend thinning them out because you never quite know what you're gonna get. All right, and I'm gonna try for another row as well. Okay, next up is Bolero. I'm going to try for 2 rows as well for this, working around an existing strawberry plant. Okay. I remember being so nervous last year when I was growing. I had always seen my dad try carrots, and sometimes it would succeed and sometimes it wouldn't. And so I wanted to try it on a whim. I got some packs from Lowe's, and I just thought going in, it's not gonna work, and then it did. And I would check them every day because I was so scared that they were just gonna, like, I don't know, up and die. Okay, I'm gonna cover these with straw too, and it should rain today, so I'm not gonna worry about watering them in. Oops, I think I just stepped on my carrot seeds. Oh well. carrots, bless their little hearts, do better with constant moisture, and so that's where the straw comes in to keep it damp and so help its germination. So these, God willing, the false Queen Anne's lay should come up in 12 to 16 days. The radishes aren't making it very obvious, and the carrots should be anywhere from 8 to 12 days. I may have to come back out here if it doesn't stay, if it's not very rainy, and just make sure they stay wet. You just don't want the top to crust over. It makes it hard for the carrot to come through because they are very dainty until they're not. And so, yeah, these are some of my earlier things that I can start. The edamame, the corn, those will all have to wait. But still, it's kind of fun to like start putting actual seeds in the ground. It's something that I didn't get to do much last year because a lot of the flowers were transplants. And so it's always cool to just see nature do its thing, you know. Cheddar. Cheddar. What? Come here. Oh, hi, buddy. It's gonna storm, isn't it? Oh.